Hello everybody and welcome to this October promo video for our ultimate tournament guides on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. The best tournament guides on the market for pro, expert and master. In this video I will talk you through our guides, our thought process, who is running the divisions, and also obviously show you some examples on how the guides look. And what I do think is important to have in mind though is that using a guide, there's nothing wrong with that. You're using the free guides on my channel, you are using other free guides. Just by using the windring system, you're using a guide. So in the end though, these paid guides I'm gonna show you will take you that next little step in your game to improve your overall game, not just for one specific tournament. Our goal is not just to give you a guide. Our goal is to help you improve your game as a player so you can benefit from it in a much better way, and you can also have way more fun, because it is way more fun to win, and also way more fun obviously to reach the goal that you have set up for yourself. We will be making a guide for Patreons for the Deep Sea 9-hole cup for Master Division. So for those of you that are playing Master now in the upcoming 9-hole cup, make sure to run and get your packet. So make sure so you can have the qualifying round guide, but also the final round guide. We do make tournament guides otherwise, always, 100% for all the big tournaments. So every tournament, that is then every other week. The 9-hole cups, it is a little this and that on that one. We try to make a guide, but if there isn't time in the team, then we don't do it. But again, we're gonna do it for the Deep Sea, so make sure to get your package. And when it comes to getting a guide package, I will talk to you about that in the end, but you do have the link to Patreon directly in the description down below, and through Patreon is where you get our guides. And if you are in any way uncomfortable or just having questions when you're looking at the site, then make sure to email us support@golfclashtommy.com, and we will help you out and explain to you what you need to know. But again, enough talks about that. Now let's go and talk a little bit about who is running the show and what is our main focus for the specific divisions. So before we take a look at our guides for Pro, Expert and Master, I'm gonna show you some examples here before we move on. We have one specific person in charge for every division. When it comes to Pro, we do have Ben Kennedy that is in charge. You can find him on YouTube under the name BK Golf Clash. When it comes to Pro, we're focusing on driver wise, a driver that has 4.5 bars of topspin to 6 bars of topspin, trying to have a range from extra mile level 5 and 6 up to obviously the big boy clubs as well. And the reason we focus on that driver is that we cannot just go in and make a guide for a driver that is Apocalypse level 6 plus in Pro. It doesn't really work that way. In Pro, not all divisions, but all rounds are free to play. We're not using any special balls, but that doesn't mean that you still can't use them. You can still use special balls when it comes to using our guides, but our main base are always going to be free to play balls in Pro, as we don't believe that that special balls is going to be used until you get up into Expert and Master, because once getting there, and especially into Master, is going to be very, very special ball heavy. When it comes to Expert, we do have Brandon Burke, which is a very famous player in the community in terms of what he has achieved. Known as one of the best players in the world, if not the best player in the world, playing with free-to-play balls in the highest division possible. He is running the Expert division, and just looking at the last tournament, the Beerfest tournament, producing 2 -40, which is absolutely insane score regardless what division you are playing. So when it comes to Expert, our main focus is to have Apocalypse level 4 plus covered, right? So that's what we're using, and our base is free to play balls. But when it comes to the par 3s, we have started bundling now for win balls. But when it comes to par 4s and par 5s, it is free to play balls that is our main focus. But that doesn't mean that you can't use special balls there also. Like for example, if we suggest a Berserker ball and you might have a Luminary, or you might have a Ryder Cup ball or something like that, then you can obviously play that as well. When it comes to Master, that's the division run by myself. And when it comes to Master in the qualifying round, we are focusing on free-to-play balls on the par 4s and the par 5s, whereof the par 3s is more or less always win 5 balls. When it comes to the opening and weekend round, which is the same wind, we do have the main focus on special balls. Obviously, we're using free-to-play balls if possible, but as the wind not often, but as the wind are higher on free-to-play balls than what it is with some wind 5 balls especially, then we try to use them to give ourselves the best possible chance when it's closing in to especially weekend round. Catering to Apocalypse level 5 plus in Master. Obviously there will be slides sometimes that will not cover Apocalypse level 5, but then we often have a backup if it's not a specific hole where a backup is not really possible. But we're always trying to focus to cater to Apocalypse level 5 plus in Master. When it comes to the wind changes in tournament, we are updating for the wind changes. When it comes to Master, the wind changes from qualifying to opening round, then it's the same wind in weekend round. Pro, we do have a different wind from every round. Obviously, we make new guides for every round. When it comes to Expert, we have the same wind. The only time we have the same wind in Expert is the back 9 from opening to weekend round. That's the only time there is the same wind. Obviously, we're updating the guides for that as well. You will have to have in mind that the guides coming out early. Qualifying round guide is already out same day as the tournament starts on Monday. When it comes to the opening round guide, we do have the front 9 holes done already on Thursday evening, and the evening Central European time. Then the weekend round guide's already out on Saturday. So we're trying to speed up everything, trying to have the guides out as fast as possible. So in the end though, ladies and gentlemen, that was some info about the guide making, who makes the guides. We obviously have a big team that helps out in the background, so just because highlighting us 3 running the division doesn't mean that we are just 3 people. There needs to be plenty of people to make sure to make the best guides on the market. So let's take a look at some examples for Pro, Expert and Master. A par 4 in Pro, and you will see a very nice layout, and the layout here is something that I will come back to many times when looking through the guides. You can see that Pro has a specific color, it's light blue, and when it comes to the information, we always have information text, always have pictures for you to easily follow along when you are following our guides. And when it comes to the pictures, they are always at the same place. That's at least the goal that we do have. And you can see that we do have spin boxes, and we do have curl, overpower, depending on obviously what type of shot we are playing. Landing position screenshots always filled with as many arrows and rectangular squares, not rectangular, but squares, to focus on specific stuff that is very important, such as you can see the plus 16 yard mark on the drive there. We do have a target yardage, which is something we have recently added, which is really where we want the ball to land after the drive has been done. Then you see in the center of the page, you see a blue line, right? And that blue line is what's separating the page, making the top be for the drive, and then the second part to be for the second shot. We do that because we do feel that's going to be making it easier to follow, and for you to not struggle with bundling everything together. Like before, we had shot number 1 on the left side, shot number 2 on the right side of the page, and we ended up having a big problem for people to actually follow that because it blurred itself together. So in the end, therefore, we decided to go with a split page decision like this to make it easier for you to follow all the content that we do provide. When it comes to a par 3 in Pro, we do have obviously a different layout because it's only one shot. So the landing position screenshot is a bit bigger. We always try to have a zoom-in picture as well to demonstrate, like in this instance, how far through hole the ball guideline will go. BPR table on the right hand side together with a spin box, and also some information text as well to give you all the details necessary to do well on this par 3. When it comes to expert, this is also a par 4, but this is a one shot to green. But you can see that we still have a line that separates where the first shot is done and then where the second shot starts. And you can see here now we do have all the information text, we do have spin boxes, we do have the landing position. We also have a table, as you can see, where it says wind and then BS. BS stands for backspin, and that table is to demonstrate how much backspin do we need with the specific wind strength. And we work a lot with tables, and you will notice that when following our guides that the tables there helps us make the guides more direct, makes it easier to see what to do than having just a lot of sentences written on the guide page. You can also see a red box on the left side of the screen that is a caddy tip box, right? And the caddy tip box there is to give you some additional information on maybe a ball swap, or maybe a different ball is possible to be made, to be used, etc. So look out for that caddy tip box, and it's always recommended, obviously, to follow everything on the page and to read through everything on the page. Now, a par 3 in expert, and we do often have a target wind between 6.5 and 8 miles per hour, but the VPR table is extended to cover even wind 5 balls in expert. And as we do have a lot of followers that do want to use special balls on especially par 3, so as I mentioned in before we looked at the slides, we are definitely trying to add wind 5 ball adjustment for every par 3 to give you that possibility to play with. Because in the end, in expert, we are from time to time playing with special balls as to give ourselves a little bit better chance when it comes to winning the tournaments. We do have obviously everything the same here as in pro, like the structure is exactly the same. The only difference in expert and in pro is that we do have a different color, which is again, it's yellow/orange that we can call this one. And we do have as well a pull angle on this slide. You can see the pull angle picture. We do have a yellow line going through the arrow to demonstrate to what type of letter the arrow is pointing towards, but also to give you a picture of what specific pull angle we want to have. And this pull angle picture is always to demonstrate what we use in the video, or at least what we want you to use to have the best possible outcome. Moving on to master, and we'll see 2 slides there also. We do have a par 3 here to start with, and it's the same type of structure as for in a pro and expert in the way we lay it out for you, like with the pictures and when a VPR table, and you see the ball box on the top left, the wind arrow, you can see the caddy tip, and you can see everything. But one thing that I want to put focus on here is the shot structure box on the left side, which also is on pro and expert. The shot structure box explains to you exactly what steps to take when you take your shot here. The reason we add this to our guides is because it will make the guides much easier to follow in terms of the time that you spend on them. So for an example, if we wouldn't tell you that you will have to find the power 4 min line, then you would struggle finding that position, and you will not run out of time, but you will struggle with the time that you have on your shot. So this is something that is super important to have, and that's just one of the many reasons why a shot structure box actually is super important. Now, a par 4 here, or sorry, a par 5 in master to end up with. You see the drive information at the top, but we should focus mainly on the bottom here on this slide. The reason for that is that I wanted to take a look at the table. We do have a rough line check. And the reason we do these type of checks is because we do want to give ourselves the best possible chance of dropping a shot. And for that, we do need to have a reference, which is a rough line check. And together with that, we do have a suggested slider adjustment. And then you can see the plus yards and the slider. So if we do have a rough line check, a +2, we should be playing 43% slider with -5% elevation, power 4 ball numbers. And this is something that is so important, because if not having that information and not have that information work through, it's going to mean that you will most likely miss that shot, not most likely, but you will miss that shot way more often than that you will drop it, because winging it or just guessing the adjustment, those times were like 1 year ago. We can't do that anymore and still have the success we had back then. So therefore, that type of adjustment and reference are super duper important. To just summarize, you will notice that our guide follow the same structure, and the reason for that is that we do have many players that do follow all divisions or just 2 divisions of our 3. And also, if you're going from one division to another, we don't want you to start learning a complete new format. So that's why we take a lot of pride in having by far the best laid out guides there is, and a thought through process for you to still have the best shots there is out there for the chance of winning your division, or just to get to weaker round depending on what your goal is. But you know, again, the format and the shots all works together. You can't just have a good format and shitty shots, and you can't have good shots and shitty format. You need to have both, and that is something we have. Let's take a look at our guide packages here in the end to let you know where to find the packages and also what it will cost. Alright, let's take a look at our packages, and you will notice that we do have something for absolute everyone. First and foremost, patreon.com/golfclashtommy. You do have the link to the site directly in the description down below. And first and foremost, we do have something called Website Access Pass. It's $250 a month. And now you will notice that the currency is in Swedish. So yeah, just disregard that if you have a different currency. When you watch or when you go to the page, you will notice the cost in your currency that you have. So the Website Access Pass gives you access on a website where we do have a lot of general text guides behind the scene, right? So that is a way to get started to test out our service if you do feel uncomfortable with Patreon in any shape or form. If you do want to start off with, for example, you're looking to get some help for tour play, we do have the exclusive tour text guides, which you can find obviously on our page. It costs you $15 per month. And in here, you can see if we press show more, you will get access to by the far best and most detailed Tour SO guides in the game. Shows between Tour 8 and 12. And we now recently extended to Tour number 7 as well, so we're gonna change that. You do have a demo video where you can find more information about the guides, where I go through them in more detail. You can see there is a lot of things that is added in our tour guides. One exclusive tour shootout guide, shoots between Tour 8 to 12. Telegram chat access, all monthly updates. Discord VIP chat room access. YouTube live streams and stuff like that. General tournament text guide, website access pass. And I think the most and the biggest thing is this one here in the bottom. The reason for that is that every step you take up, then everything below will be included. So for an example, if you pay for a higher package, if it's not says something specific, everything below is then going to be included. So if you're looking now for the new course rotation that has been done in Tour Play, and you want to get yourself a pack there, make sure to get our exclusive tour text guide. We will send out our guides in the end of this week. Our main packages, and where we do have the most of our followers, is for the tournament packages. Then we do have one single division package for Pro, Expert, and Master. All 3 of them has the same thing included. Besides, then it's obviously just that division. So even if you have Master, you don't get Expert or Pro. So if you do have Pro here, for an example, you do have only Pro. Here you can notice that the 9-hole cup tournaments are not included. That's because it all depends on what schedule we have. But we're trying to still do 9-hole cup content. But then we try to release that to the whole Patreon community instead of just one specific package. But obviously you get the ultimate tournament guides in this package. You get the general tournament text guide, website access pass, Telegram access, Google Drive video access. You have a lot in this package. And then obviously you do have the times where we do release the guides, or at least the estimated times. And that's the same for Expert and for Master. So if you're looking to test out one of those divisions, you get one of those packages and try it out. If you do play 2 divisions, which we do have plenty of people do that too, then we do have that as well. So for Pro Expert, we have 1 package. Pro Master, we have 1 package. And for Expert and Master, we do have 1 package. So make sure to subscribe to one of them if that is something that if you're playing 2 divisions. And obviously everything is included as seen on the single division package as well. For those of you that are looking and to play all divisions, like you're looking to play Pro, Expert and Master, which we do have plenty to do as well, then we do have the Ultimate Tournament Guide package here, that all of them, you know, the single division package is $15, the double division package is $23, and the 3 division package is $31. So all of them is with a pretty heavy discount. Exclusive tour double shootout guide for those that cannot wait to get, like, they may play different tours with different accounts and stuff like that and want to have 2 tour guides. Diamond package is what we come to next, and the diamond package is when you bundle tour play and tournament play together. So you can see here now we do have the for single division, where if, let's say for an example, if it is expert division you're playing, but you also need some help in tour play, then you get the diamond pack expert division, where you do get a shootout guide combined with access to our ultimate tournament guides for expert, and that's obviously the same for master and then for pro. Those of you playing double division have also that option, the diamond pack for the double division, and then we do have the diamond pack for all divisions as well, obviously. We do have something that is Clan Deluxe package that is limited to only 7 clans, and that's because it's very, very heavy discount. And if your clan is interested in investing in that, I would recommend to sit there the first of the month and see if there is a spot open, as we haven't really had in the last couple of months. So this packet is really discounted, and that's something that a whole clan then can get access to. A whole clan is 50 people, not a whole clan family with 50 clans, so just have that in mind. So we do have something for everyone. Make sure to go over there and read yourself, and you can always send us an email to support@golfclashtommy.com if you do have any additional questions before signing up. Again, the best time is to sign up in the beginning of the month. That gives you the most value, as Patreon goes from the 1st to 1st when it comes to the billing period. We will be doing guides for Master Division for the upcoming 9-hole cup, the Deep Sea. So make sure you get your pack and get ready for that one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm super thankful for all the support. And once again, if you have any questions, just reach out. Once again, thank you so much. Have a good luck in your Golf Clash game.